you. Thank you. You have to love those light claps. Hey, folks, welcome to the Rolling Grimes, not just sports and entertainment show. Of course, I'm the host, Roland. Introduce you to my far right, gentleman by the name of Mr. Harry Stewart. And my near right, his lovely wife, Phaedra Stewart. Put your hands together for Mr. and Mrs. Harry and Phaedra Stewart. Now, they have something, as you can see from the shirt, called Seriously Positive LLC is the company. Harry, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having us, Roland.
Phaedra, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Now, you may notice I'm a little teary-eyed from time to time. I'm actually battling a cold, so don't y'all think that I'm actually crying because they were on the set, because, you know, they are dear to my heart, but that's not what's happening right now. Quick question. Now, I'm going to ask you the basic question that everybody and their mother has already asked you. What is it that made you decide to embark on this project called Seriously Positive? Phaedra, I'm going to start with you.
Okay, thank you. We were really concerned about all of the negative messages out there on t-shirts, primarily for children.
Right, okay.
So basically, we just got together and started to think about what kinds of positive messages could we put onto t-shirts. And our focus primarily was children at first.
Okay.
We have a son, Khalil, who is 9, and we have a younger cousin who is 11, Kaya, and she stays with us during the summers. And the 4 of us sat down and really just started to think about what kinds of positive slogans can we put onto the shirts. So we came up with the concept of Seriously Positive. So as you can see, the front of our shirt say seriously. On the backs, we have slogans like loving who I am, respecting myself and others, making my family proud, focusing on my future, and putting God first.
Okay.
From the shirts, we grew to tote bags, hats, water bottles, and mugs, and we have some new items that we'll be showcasing in the fall.
Super. Now, dovetailing something you said a little earlier, you said there were negative images and negative wording on a lot of the children's clothing.
Yes.
Without you telling me exactly what some of those negative messages are, what kind of subliminal messages are those shirts, pants, hats giving to our generation's youth?
To me, you become what you affirm on a regular basis. You are what you eat. I think that was said many years ago.
Be careful, because Harry don't start. She had to spit that in. She looked at me, she said, "Roland, you are what you eat, you know, and you are a lot." Go ahead.
But we firmly believe that what you see on a regular basis is what you become.
Okay.
Just for example, there was a shirt, and across the front it had dummy, and there was a boy wearing the shirt. So to me, if that's what you constantly speak to yourself on a regular basis, after a while, that's what you're going to start to display, and that's what's going to manifest in your life.
And it doesn't really take long for that kind of stuff to sink in.
Not at all. No. Not at all.
You know, I heard somewhere that it takes like 21 days to create a habit. Mm-hmm. And if you wear certain clothing, you know, for a period of time, and it says something about you, it also says something to you.
Yes.
And also, people react to you according to what they see on your back and on your front. Is that right, Harry?
That's correct. Yeah, I actually find myself sometimes when I'm driving, people cut you off, there's road problems, and you know, you may want to say something, but I realize that I have the shirt on and what it may say.
You have to catch yourself.
Now to catch myself. I can't put down the window and do what I need
so
to
so now you have to be a role model for Seriously.
Yes.
Okay, so that means I can just cut you off and I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, right in that.
As soon as you start, I'm like, I'm seriously?
Yeah. But I mean, you know, a lot of times you may say individuals, and like you said, the subconscious mind, it stores everything that you put into it. And a lot of times you may see people doing things, and you know, with today's society, you really don't want to say anything to them because we pressure from their family or for them. So if they look at you and they see the seriously in the front and they see, you know, putting God first on the back or loving who I am, well, if you're loving who you are, you're not going to go out and kill your fellow man. If you're, you know, respecting yourself and others, you're not going to go out here and rob your fellow man. All right, you know, so if you're putting God first, you're not going to do all these things. So, you know, if they see it enough, you know, it sinks in. And like you said, it takes, you know, 21 or 30 days to form a habit. And that's what we're trying to do. Get the people to change the way they think and make better decisions about themselves and their communities.
Now, as you started this thing and you were thinking about the youth in our neighborhoods and throughout our nation, especially in urban environments, you also decided to move it even toward adult clothing. What made you decide to make the transition?
We were sort of pushed into that transition.
Really?
Yes, as we started marketing the clothes, it was great.
The older folks was like, "Hey, do you have any
They
my
were getting
size?"
mad 'cause we didn't have their size, so we had to start going into the adult
Now,
line.
did you see that coming, or was it kind of just?
Well, we thought it would come, but we didn't see it starting immediately. We thought, the kids, it would build towards it, but the adults really picked it up. I like to say the women love the clothing, so do the men. And we've been getting good compliments about it on our website and some sales. So we've actually seen at different venues people wearing our shirts walking down through the venue, taking
cool.
taking pictures and everything. So all that stuff's on
That would
SeriouslyPositive.net.
actually freak me out if I made a shirt and actually saw somebody walking down the street with it.
We went crazy.
Yeah.
We pulled over, took a picture, started running from us. We pulled it back over again.
And you didn't know who the person was,
No,
right?
no, we didn't. It almost felt like I can imagine someone who's made a record and you hear it on the radio for the first time. It's like, oh my goodness,
Yeah,
this is
you
my record.
drive off the road and the next day it's like, who hit the lamppost? The guy with the new hit record.
Yes.
Well, we're gonna try to. You know what? The best way I can say it is this: as you make these trinkets, as you make paraphernalia, the note cards, the different things that you put your positive messages on, because it's not just on T-shirts.
No.
Matter of fact, I think I gave my daughter one. It was a water bottle, and I didn't think she was going. Daddy, it's corny. I didn't think she was. One day I came in and it moved to another location, and the top was off, and it had been washed out. So that meant that she used it. I thought that was kind of cool. Having said that, as you put these things together and you put them on display, because you can't be everywhere at one time. So how do people find out about your products to purchase them from?
We have two avenues. We actually have a website. Our website address is www.seriouslypositive.net. We also have a Facebook page, and our Facebook address is Seriously Positive LLC.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Look, we're going to take a quick station break, and we'll be back with Mr. and Mrs. Stewart and Seriously Positive very shortly. Sit tight while we pay some bills, folks. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Dr. Arthur McClinu. I've dedicated my life to providing surgical care to patients with heart disease. My life began in the slums of Soweto in South Africa, where I learned to overcome adversity and illnesses, including the death of my best friend. That's why I want to be a resource for you and your family for consultation related to heart and cardiovascular needs. You can learn more about me by visiting my website, which is at zuluchaskada.com.